With bouldering gyms finally opening up again around the world, you may want to know what to expect and how to make the transition back into the gym a little bit easier. In this video, we are going to walk you through just that. Hi, I'm Sarah from sendedition.com, the website that brings you tips, tricks, and gear recommendations for climbers and boulderers. This is Meg. Hey. And today we're going to talk about our recent experience at the bouldering gym and some things that were a little bit surprising, but also some tips for you that are going to make it easier for your transition back into the gym. So first, let's start with what to expect. I was expecting to be weaker.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I already know I lost a lot of my weakness. Lost a lot of my strength.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, before this, I could do two pull-ups. I could do two pull-ups, and now I can do like half of a pull-up. So I knew that I was going to be weaker. But I was a little bit surprised with like my forearms getting pumped and as quickly as they did. And then also my grip. I'm a crip climber, relying on my grip strength to do crippy climbs. And there was one particular boulder that I didn't have the strength to do, and it's well within my wheelhouse of skill. So
same. I had gone and worked up to the point where there'd be a lot of certain like just weird shaped holds or crimps that like I'd surprised myself by the time I worked up to be able to do those, and then it was just so confident that I knew I could grab crimps. They were easy. Well, not easy, crimps never easy, but they felt easier, you know, and so when I went back into the gym, losing that was just so frustrating, like struggling that much on crimps to where I was trying to find climbs that weren't as crimpy because I was like, I'm done with this. This is not a confidence booster, right?
Yeah, for sure. So you've got that. And then something I was surprised about was foot strength. And I didn't realize that there is such thing as like foot or toe strength. But in addition to putting your shoes in your feet in those little tiny climbing shoes, I didn't realize how many small toe holds are in the climbs that I like doing.
Right? For me though, it was more so the trust in my feet.
Yeah.
So it was that there's so many small toe holds, but it was like kind of building that trust back of like my foot hold me on this, where our gym that we went to actually still has the same routes up from before everything closed down, and I think that's what kind of made things a little bit more frustrating, but also like a good indicator of where I was at. But looking at those climbs, knowing I totally did that. My feet held me, like doing that and then getting back up there and be like, putting my foot on some of those little holds, and you're just like, how the heck did I do this? Where it'd be on routes that I've completed multiple times, you know, but they kind of turned to warm-up routes. Now I was like, holy cow. Like,
yeah. Well, my feet still hurt. So we did this bouldering session 2 days ago, and then we did top rope climbing yesterday. So a little bit of foot. I mean, I had to stick my feet in the shoes, but my toes still hurt.
Oh yeah, my heels too, surprisingly.
Your heels,
like
really.
I think it was a mix of my feet haven't been in climbing shoes for more than 2 months, and then like, so there was that adjustment, and then keeping them in there as they're getting warmer, and it was like the time in the day is going on. It was just like you could see the indents on my toes again, and I was like, I'm not used to this feeling.
I've literally gotten, my feet have been so smooth for the last couple of weeks because I haven't had the calluses that climbing shoes apparently give you.
Right?
So that was actually really surprising for me. And then also the last thing that I had, and maybe you had some other surprises for you, I was surprised about how afraid I was of falling. I would get up, 10 feet, which these climbs go up to 12, 15 feet. I think our gym is about 12 feet. And I would look down and I would panic. and I would be like slightly tired with my forearms, you know? And instead of just doing the static move, which I knew I was fully capable of, I was like trying to figure out how to get down without having to jump off.
Yeah, there was a specific climb that was, the slab's like this more so rather than like that.
Yeah.
And normally on that wall, I'm feeling pretty fine. I feel like I kind of like lean on that wall and stuff. But there was,
totally.
it was very simple. That was all I was doing was like V1s, V2s, just to get back into the gym, slowly work my body into it. It was a V1 crimps the whole way, but I freaked out on it. I got to a point where just looking down and it was just like a mental block, and there were handholds, like handles to help you get down to the left. I couldn't even see those. My mind just went, and it was just like, I gotta get off this wall. Like, holy cow, I'm so up high. And that climb is so easy. Like, getting to that point wasn't too bad, but like once you get to that point and looking down, it was just like, my heart was pounding fast. I was just freaking out. I was like, how the heck do I get down?
Yeah, which is something that both of us had to work through, the fear of falling. We had pretty extensive fears, and so we're definitely not to the point where we were.
No, not
like
at all.
that was paralyzing, I'd say.
But well, you had a climb like that too.
Yeah, I had a climb where I know I was same wall actually, same angle, like mostly slab, and I had done the climb before.
Yeah, I've seen you do that climb a lot.
It required which I did it specifically because I've done it before, so I wanted to see where I was at. And I wasn't limited by my skill, I was limited by my fear of falling. So that was a little bit startling to me. I've done quite a bit of research into overcoming the fear of falling, and we've both come a really far ways of that. It's kind of a bummer that we have to rework through that and because we definitely got to the point where I was doing inverted climbs and I'd fall flat on my back, 3 or 4 feet, which isn't very far, but it is when you're flat on your back.
Yeah.
And I would be able to get back on the wall and keep climbing. So that was a little concerning, but definitely something that I know how to overcome because we've done it before.
Yeah, but it doesn't make it any easier, that's for sure. I know of like mixed with some core strength. I've lost core strength. I noticed that. I did one climb yesterday that was like, I finished it out of pure adrenaline. And I do this thing where when I get towards the top of walls, and this was even on a top out, when I really freak out, I stick my knee up there, like skill goes out the door. Like, I just don't even think about technique. It's just like, finish this climb, and then it's like, oh crap, I'm so high up. I need to reach the top out and just crawl across the top. Like, I just have to finish here. And I did that yesterday. It was so frustrating because it was on a very simple climb in the sense of it was inverted, which does not make it easy, but the holds were so easy the whole way up.
Jugs.
Really good jugs and stuff, but it was just the mental, just working it through. I was freaking out and I was just like, if I fall from this far up, it's gonna suck, it's gonna hurt. And then just that mental of falling again, the act of actually falling, just, it's a good beating for you.
Jeez, yeah, we got some cardio.
Like, I knew like some of that would happen. I don't think I was as fully mentally prepared for it to feel like that drastic of a change, and I think that's more so because I was just so stoked. Like, the gym was open again, with a lot of precautions in place to keep us safe, which I really appreciated. We had to make reservations when we weren't physically climbing. We had to wear a mask.
10 feet apart.
10 feet apart.
Not allowed to use tennis shoes on the wall.
Yeah.
And you have to be a member to be there.
So a lot less people. There was not very many people there. So I really appreciated that. And so with that, those safety things in mind, and just with it being closed for so long, I was just so stoked to get back in. And I was like, yeah, it's gonna be hard. Like, I'll probably be a little bit of a lower level. I did not expect to be that lower.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that something we did do was we started out on low climbs on purpose. I think we did a warm up on a V0, V1, just purely to get our hands on some rocks.
Yeah.
Get our hands on some holds, get our feet in our shoes, like, oh yeah, this is the motions, just going through those motions. And I think that was a really good way to start out.
Yeah, which you're getting into the next section of our video, which is tips for when you are getting back into the gym some things that will make that transition a little bit easier. Like you mentioned, start out with easy climbs. Also consider the first few sessions back as an evaluation of where you're at. These first few times that you're at, you're not trying to do the best climb that you've ever done before. You're not trying, just evaluate how are you with different holds. Like for us, we noticed that crimps were kind of difficult. I had some issues with flagging where it was like, I know I'm supposed to flag out this way, but it doesn't feel comfortable. So just notice like route length. Does that make a difference? And you don't have to write it down. You can if you want, but just use those sessions as an evaluation of where you are.
Yeah, definitely just give your body a start point, even if the routes have changed at your gym. And you go in there, start off really simple. I know some people that we climb with, they don't climb very often and they always are the head first, go into it. Sarah will be doing a V5 and they're the kind that are like, I can do a V5 too. And you're like, you don't climb for 3 months, but let's see it. And then they attempt it and it's just, but they're above doing anything lower than what we're doing. And honestly,
so like,
don't recommend it. Just get over yourself. No, but get over yourself. You know, honestly, take it slow. Get back into it because your body is gonna be pushed in a way that if you haven't been climbing, like we haven't been able to, the 2-3 months that we've been on
in isolation,
like give your body that time to slowly warm into it. You're using muscles again you haven't used in a long time. You want to make sure that you're not going too hard, that you're going to strain or tear something like that. And then just the mental of it too, like just slowly go back into it. I'm totally fine that I'm doing V0s, V1s. I've tried 1 or 2 V2s once that I've completed before, and I know that I've lost a lot of strength and just the mental for me. That's my biggest thing too, is I gotta work past the mental. So I'm fine doing those lower climbs while I work back into it because I know the points that I can get to. And I think that's it. Yeah. Knowing that I did that climb, that was a V4 and I did it really simple, I could just have to work back up to that point.
Yep. And so be nice to yourself. Get over yourself. Also consider, instead of considering like topping out or reaching the end of that route as success, consider success more of improvements. Get one move closer, and that mental part will really help with frustration. It's really easy to be frustrated with yourself, so just remember that success doesn't mean you made it to the end of the route. Success means that you're making improvements. And even if those improvements aren't at the same level you were before, it is better than you were 10 minutes ago, yesterday, last week, etc. So that will just be like a really good mental thing for you.
I think with that too, the success, like make it fun, you know. There's a thing about like pushing yourself. You want to always push yourself and stuff, but it's really easy to fall into routines. I think that's what this isolation has shown us. We were in a lot of very simple routines. Go to work, go climb, come home, ice or heat, stretch, go to bed, repeat the next day. And it was just like, hey, I'm working up to this one, working up to this one. It was just always that. Whereas there's so many different parts that I might be able to do this V2 because it's these certain types of holds, so it's really easy. But this other one is holds that I'm struggling with. Like, I'm a measure of success, but I'm gonna have fun with it. Like, take your time, have fun, just slowly ease back into it and kind of find that love for climbing again too.
Yeah.
If you've lost it.
I think, you know, I've been so excited to climb, and I got really giddy earlier this week because this was our first time climbing since for over 2 months.
Yeah.
And so when we finally got to go climbing, like I had a lot of fun, but I had to remind myself that I wasn't there I wanted to have fun. Like that was, we actually said before we went, we're like, the point of this session is to enjoy climbing. And that, I think that mental priority really helped decrease some of the pressure. It felt good.
Oh, it felt great. It was a lot better. Like for our gyms, they're only 2-hour sessions. You can go and then they clean and then they allow the next group to come in just to try and give all the members a chance to be able to come during this time. I know it's really easy for us to feel those time constraints, but going into it, knowing we're just here to have fun, we can make another reservation and come back. Really changed the way we climbed. I think we ended up only climbing for 45 minutes, maybe an hour, and we were fine with that. We were like, you know what, we're tired. We had some good success in what we wanted to do. We got some routes done. We're exhausted, and that's okay. And we had some fun trying some climbs that we knew were easy. They were really hard, a little bit frustrating, but it was like, whoo, I finished it.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the fun of it. And that was really nice because now I'm not dreading going back, knowing,
I've lost so much.
I've lost so much. I'm in pain because I'm still sore. Like, you know, it's more so like, okay, maybe I'll be able to do that one today. We'll see how it goes mentally, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And just to add to that, there is a time for training and really focusing on getting better and strength training, grip training, whatever you're doing. And your first couple of times back to climbing should just be about getting back into climbing and having fun with it. Because if you get into climbing with the idea that you have to accomplish certain things, it's going to be frustrating if you can't accomplish those things. So give yourself a couple of sessions of climbing before you get to that point where this session I need to accomplish this.
Yeah, definitely make it fun, not as much a job, just enjoy it. Something to keep you sane while everything is still going crazy.
Right. Something else to consider is your skin. If you're like me, I had soft hands, which is like the first time in years. And so my calluses, you know, I always trim down, like sanded down my calluses, but I have nothing. And so check your hands. Usually if you've been away for a while, about 45 minutes to an hour is enough for your hands to hurt afterwards, the skin itself. So if you are reaching that 45 hour, make sure you check it. You don't want tears in the first couple of sessions of climbing.
Gosh, no.
That's gonna make your transition back into climbing a lot more difficult if you have to if you also have to care for blistering hands or flappers. I actually noticed that I was starting to get a blister on one of my hands, and that was part of the reason why we're like, okay, this is a good time for us to be done. We had fun, we got back on the walls, but our hands are getting to that point where if we keep climbing, I'm gonna get a tear. It's gonna be really nasty. So just do what you can, take care of your skin. Use climbing salve afterwards. We use Climb On. We just barely got a cream because we usually use the salve, so we just got a cream. We're gonna try that out. Take care of your skin.
Yeah.
It's super important.
Yes. I mean, after climbs, I was like, hello, old friend, to some of my calluses that were barely there, but not very much. And I just embraced them, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna let you rest. Because I want to keep climbing, especially in this working back into it. I feel like it's better to do shorter sessions, multiple of those, rather than one long one, tear your hands up, and then they hurt so bad that it's not fun going back into it again.
I completely agree. Yeah. And just to add to that point, in addition to taking care of your skin, pace your muscles.
Oh yeah.
Like, my forearms are wrecked.
Oh, I'm still pumped. Like, we did bouldering 2 days ago, we did some top roping yesterday, and we're resting today, and my arms are killing me. Like, I have been rubbing them out nonstop, but I'm just like, we gonna climb it tomorrow, and I'm not ready because my forearms are like,
And the thing is, if you continue to climb when your forearms are totally wrecked, you're not going to make the performance improvements that you want. Your muscles won't have enough time to repair themselves. So pace yourself. Don't go crazy with those 4 hour, even if your skin is good, with those 4 hour sessions.
Yeah.
And then give yourself time to recover. And once you're recovered, then you can
get back
into it a little bit stronger. Yeah.
Give your body some TLC before your next wreckage.
Exactly. So hopefully you'll be able to start climbing at your gym soon. And if you do, just remember to be nice about your current situation, your current performance, and be patient with yourself. It takes time to work yourself back up. It probably took you years to get where you are, so it's no surprise that it may take you a couple months to get back there, and that's okay.
Totally fine. Even the staff is at that point. We were talking with some of the staff members yesterday, and they're like, "Oh yeah, they're like, obviously we haven't been climbing too," and they're like, "It is real rough being back in the gym because." I mean, they work there. They get to climb. A lot of them do climb on their lunch breaks. Sometimes they'll take breaks, come climb with a lot of the members, which some of them were doing yesterday, helping them project a route. And even they were struggling. They're like, "I'm so sorry. Like, this isn't normally me. You know, I used to be able to do this route, but they're suffering too. Everyone is, and it's okay. Just have fun with it."
Absolutely. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give us a thumbs up. And maybe 2 thumbs up if you can for Meg joining us. It's always fun having her on, so thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
as well,
thanks
Meg.
for having me. It's fun. It's fun getting back into climbing. Just give yourself some love, give your body some much needed TLC.
Yeah.
And
enjoy your climb, you know, enjoy the descent.
yeah. See you later, guys.
Thank you,
Thanks.
guys.